Hey, what's up, guys? So I got a match, and this one was a UU against some dude named Elekid26 I met on the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder. And before I do any narrating, I wanted to say that I will do this thingy where I'm going to record myself showing you a bunch of cards that I found that are like really old, like since I was 7. I had Pokemon cards, and I used to collect cards like during that when I was 7, and I found it, so I really wanted to show you guys. I'll split the video into two parts because it is a lot of cards. But anyway, this was a UU match, like I said, and we both lead off with Donphans. He sets up his rocks. I actually found out that I didn't have rocks on that Donphan. It's pretty much made for OU, which is physically defensive Donphan. So I roll him out. I don't really want to, start stalling because we can't do anything to each other. I roll him out into his Rose Raid. He sets up a layer of spikes. He switches out, which I was predicting him because I know he does not want to take a Brave Bird. So I pursuit, and then he switches out and gets O-Code. Then he goes into his Donphan. I'm at +1 because of Moxie. I stay in. I think I went for the Roost, thinking that he would go for the Ice Shard or something. I don't know. He went for Ice Shard, but then I roosted, and then he predicted me to go for Roost again, so he went for Earthquake, which is a pretty nice play. But then I out predicted him and went for Sucker Punch, which is my strongest stab move. Later on in the match, I'll tell you that I really wanted to change Drill Peck for Brave Bird, and that'll come down later on in this match. So I bring in my Escavalier because this Escavalier is a special Escavalier, like you saw from that Focus Blast. And if he stayed in with Donphan, I would have O-Code him with Specs Energy Ball because that's like its best move. Escavalier only runs 4 good like special moves, and then that's it. All the other ones are crappy. And this set is Focus Blast, Bug Buzz, Energy Ball, and Hidden Power Ice, I think. So Focus Blast is going to be a 2 to 3 hit KO. I do get a special defense drop, so it'll be 2 hits to KO it. I missed on the first one, which really sucked. Could have KO'd that thing, but Escavalier did some work this match, a special one. That was pretty cool because it was requested by Mac, and Mac is Mac, so he requested a special Escavalier for some reason. But I make a weird play and go into my Honchkrow. I think we double switched because I was predicting him to go into his Dusclops because it's immune to Focus Blast. So we both made a double switch, and then I switched back out because I didn't want to get burned, so I went into my Alakazam because it has the Magic Guard. But then he sets up a sub and starts Nightshading, so I go into my Ambipom, which is a normal type, and it's immune to Ghost type attacks. So I get a crit on Shadow Claw, which I'm like, I don't care because Dusclops are like Chanseys, and no one cares about critting a Chansey or a Blissey. So that was my mind, or my thought of it. So he goes into his Mamoswine. I don't want to take an Ice Shard, so I go into my Donphan. And Donphan doesn't really take an Ice Shard too well. This is a max defense Donphan, and looking at how much Ice Shard did, I really want to say that is a banded Ice Shard, or a banded Mamoswine, because Ice Shard isn't that high of a base power, and it just did half to my Donphan, which is physically defensive. So I go for the Rapid Spin here because I really wanted to use Honchkrow some more. I thought I was going to get a Rapid Spin kill, but unfortunately I don't. So I am going to go into my Honchkrow because I know he does not want to go for the, well, because I know he won't go for the Thunderbolt, but then he shows me that he has Ice Beam, which is, you know, both are super effective. And here's the part where I really should replace Brave Bird, I mean Drill Peck with Brave Bird, because Drill Peck doesn't do anything, and I was really disappointed in that. So he's gonna kill me off with an Ice Beam, and I go into my Escavalier because I know I can kill it with a Life Orb Bug Buzz from this range. And I actually have an Escavalier and an Escavalier on the same team, which is pretty funny because the previous evolutions evolve into each other. So he's gonna hit me with Choice Banded Ice Shard, and that's not gonna be enough to KO from the range I was at. So I'm gonna be able to fire off one Giga Drain. I switch out because I don't want to take another one. So I go into my Escavalier. Thought I could take one, but then he gets a crit. I really don't care about it. I live on 5 HP, which is whatever. He's gonna kill me off anyway. And it's really windy for some reason. Well, not for some reason. It's like winter and it's always windy in Hawaii. So I go into my Ambipom, mainly as death fodder, because I know he's gonna want to go for the Ice Shard, and that'll pretty much KO me at this range of health that I'm in. So I just stay in, go for the low sweep because I know he has this Cobalion left, and Cobalion naturally outspeeds Ambipom, but with low sweep I get a -1 speed drop. So I'll be faster than it and kill it off next turn. But then he switches out, goes into his Donphan to take that. I stay in because I know that Alakazam is faster than Cobalion naturally, and I didn't see any Scarf or anything like that. So I know my Alakazam can outspeed it, or even my Escavalier go for the Focus Blast. And if I hit, then kill it off. So I go into my Escavalier because I know I have the Giga Drain, and I know that Ice Shard isn't gonna do much. So right there, it doesn't do much. So I'm gonna be able to live it and kill off his Donphan with a Giga Drain. And that's it pretty much. So he goes into his Cobalion, and that thing isn't faster than me. I know that. So I just went for a Focus Blast, and it kills him off. Luckily I hit, because if I didn't, then that would really suck. So his last poke is Mamoswine, and he has a Choice Banded Ice Shard. Escavalier is fragile, and then Alakazam is fragile, and Donphan is at very low health, where it looks like it cannot take an Ice Shard. So it kind of looks like GG, right? So he kills off my Alakazam, and I bring in my Donphan, which is poison, and look how much HP it has. It only has like almost yellow, or it is yellow, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But then I live with 16 HP, and that was pretty epic because I'm going to be able to kill him off with an Earthquake. So I hope you guys enjoyed this match with Special Escavalier. I'll get that Pokemon card collection thing possibly on Saturday, because the day after is Christmas. So I'll see you guys next time, and aloha.